so it was magical. I never cheated. I didn't have any other girlfriends. It was never a thing for me to. It just wasn't my gig. I was very loyal, and I was loyal to my business. I was loyal to my customers. I was loyal to my wife. And then one day, November 12th, no, November 7th, 2012, I woke up on a Sunday morning about 7:30, and as I normally do on a nice Sunday morning, I rolled over and put my arm around her and snuggled it up to me, thinking that, it's Sunday morning, the kids are asleep. And instead of looking at me and giving me a kiss on the cheek, she gives me an elbow to the chest that I'll never forget. Wham! And fucking hurt like hell. I was like, what the fuck's going on? You just hit me. We never hit each other. My wife and I, never in 22 years. Never physically harmed each other. We had some arguments a couple times, but we didn't drink. We didn't get out of control. We weren't like the screaming couples. But that, amazing. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? And she says, I can't do this anymore. I can't stand this. I've had it. I want a divorce. So I painted this picture of where my mind was. I had planned out my future for the next, I planned that future when I was 25 because I read books by different economists. One in particular was Harry Dent. You can look him up. But anyway, he predicted where population flows were going to go, and I picked all my properties around that, and he was right. And so I owned a really good book of properties that most were successful. I had about a 90% success rate. I lost on a couple of them, but can't win them all. Which was fine. And my investors never gave me shit about it. They were like, well, okay, you made. Nah, you lost one. No big deal. I mean, they weren't happy about it, but they didn't criticize me. I don't think anybody could have thought they could do much better. And it was all cognizant, and I was on top of the table the way I'd run my business. So I had very good business relationships. So my wife, turned out she had been planning this for years. And what ensued over the next 2 years, I won't get into this right now, but what ensued was a horrible nightmare of lawsuits, being kicked out of my house, scared out of my house, really. She got restraining orders, like just for the asking. Judge didn't need any proof. He just needed to hear one party say, I don't want that person next to me. I want a restraining order. With that, he threw down his gavel. He gave me a 5-year restraining order. Just bump. And I was like, what the fuck is that about? And the way the court looks at it is, this woman doesn't want you near her. What if I don't honor her and I let you stay? There is no reason you should be near her, because she doesn't want you to be. That's how she feels. What's the downside to them, to the court? No downside to the court, no downside to her. It's only a downside to me, but they don't really give a shit about me. That's not their job to give a shit about me. They want to make it easier for the people in general. So if two people have been married forever and one person, the court's not there to protect me. It's to dissolve this relationship as expeditiously as possible. They don't say that, but that's the truth. And so if this restraining order can keep us, me away from her or whatever, it makes her happier, and then it's just that much more momentum towards us splitting up. So anyway, all these horrible things happened. Go through 2 years of nightmare, of basically getting a summons every other week for 2 years. Legal proceedings, constantly paying lawyers. It cost me $125,000 in legal fees by the time I was done. A lot. Yeah. I mean, the whole company dissolves. We start selling tons of those properties just to have enough money to survive. Our business stopped. I stopped. I decided to walk away from it because she wanted control. So I said, go for it. Knock yourself out. I'm not building this anything more forward. It was a nightmare from hell. And 2 years later, there's no business. No, I don't have a house. I am living on my own now in Oakland, California, instead of on this beautiful ranch.